In 2005, Hurricane Katrina did more damage than any other natural disaster in U.S. history. In 2012, Hurricane Sandy was the second most costly hurricane in U.S. history. The 2016 honorees for the Norman B. Leventhal Award for Environment are Dr. Ellen Douglas and Dr. Paul Kershin. They partnered with the City of Boston and distinguished environmental leaders throughout the Commonwealth. Based at UMass Boston, they co-led a team of scientists with a look to the future of climate preparedness.
We're so grateful to be positioned as scholars in an international city like the great city of Boston, Massachusetts, where there are tremendous institutions, and the world looks to these institutions, including the University of Massachusetts, Boston, and our School for Environment for solutions. This city and these scholars have been working in a way that has worldwide implications. Boston's model can be one that really impacts the world, and these scholars, Scholar Douglas and also Kirshner, have been doing incredible work to make sure that that is a reality for all of us.
Mayor Walsh and Amos Hofstadter have provided incredible leadership for the community in terms of climate preparedness. This is a very important issue. And it's not an issue that's simply going to face us in 20 or 30 or 50 years when we consider the amount of sea level rise. This is an issue and challenge that faces us today.
We saw this as a great opportunity to take an approach that leveraged all the best climate science, all the best data that's available, all the best professionals in the industry to help us evaluate how we can make the city of Boston climate prepared in the most cost-effective way possible that protects our residents and gives them all an equal opportunity to thrive as the city continues to grow.
Climate Ready Boston will show us how we as a waterfront community can set the standards and practices for mitigation dedicated to reducing our carbon footprint and developing resiliency strategies that will help protect our future.
It's game-changing in terms of enabling Boston to prepare for the changing climate and the rising sea level, to avoid things that we saw happen in New Orleans and in New York. We're not waiting for that to happen. We're going to be ready when it comes, and as a result, we're going to be a stronger city. We're going to be able to maintain our economy, protect our people and our places, and continue to function.
Changes now in the world's choices about transportation, energy, and land use will determine the level of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. And the status quo won't help or change things. Shut off the lights, walk, ride a bike. Those are just the basics. Climate Ready Boston can set standards and practices globally.
I think there's several international implications for Climate Ready Boston. If you look at the projections, they are so wide, not because there's any type of variability in the science, but there's a huge variability in terms of what the emissions scenarios look like. So that connects very well to the other work that the Walsh administration is doing as it relates to climate, but on the mitigation side. So this is, to a certain extent, showing the difference by the end of the century projections between a 3-foot sea level rise and up to a 7 or maybe even 10-foot sea level rise. Showing that as all being able to be influenced by international action on mitigation of greenhouse gas emissions is really a call to action, not only for Boston, but the work that we do internationally. We have to lead by example. That's something that Mayor Walsh has made very, very, very clear.
The research of Dr. Douglas and Dr. Kershin and their team will lead by example of policies and programs to help our neighborhoods and businesses respond to climate change with the goal of becoming more resilient.
Climate Ready Boston is critical to the future of our city. These are challenges we face today, not in 40 or 50 years. It's not about sea level rise 40 or 50 years from now, because the impact of Hurricane Sandy, it could have been in Boston, and it could have been worse in Boston than it was in New York. Climate Ready Boston is for the future of our city, but we're also setting standard for the country and for the world. This is about the future for our children and our grandchildren.